outages overnight with some still to report this morning.
A look at tornado damage in Kansas City.
And we'll have live storm coverage of the damage from around mid-Missouri. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, March 7th, 2017. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Megan Judy.
And I'm Brianna Stubler.
And I'm Michael Ritter. A loud night. That was
very loud night.
Definitely.
Thunder. We had the wind. And
yes,
of course, we had a pretty good amount of rain. As we take a look at rain totals this morning, we did see about a ½ an inch of rain here in Columbia on the campus of NU, as well down in Jefferson City. Mexico saw about a ½ an inch, but areas to the south saw maybe about a $1/4 inch of that rain. But we also had storm reports up in Macon County of 60-mile-an-hour winds. When, of course, we had the tornado damage out in Kansas City. No confirmed tornadoes here in mid-Missouri yet, but we'll be taking a look at that throughout the day today. But again, let's take a look at those rain totals from last night. About a ½ an inch of rain for central.
Okay, thank you. This morning, people across mid-Missouri are cleaning up from last night's storm.
We've had reporters out assessing damage all morning. KOMU 8's Chris Joseph is live outside at the corner of Providence and Stadium, where crews are still working to restore power to the lights at that intersection and the residents around the area. Chris, how are things looking?
There's still one area in Columbia that's suffering from power outages now. That's according to Light and Power graphic map. We've received several reports from viewers of severe weather and any damage they've seen so far. Here's one photo we got last night showing the lightning and sky over Columbia. Viewers also sent us several photos of hail from Hallsville. You can see the small pebble-sized hail here. And another picture from a viewer in Mexico. As you can see, some hail that fell in the area measured to be about ½ an inch wide. We also had storm patrol last night on the roads during the storm. At one point, the car had to drive in the middle of the road because the winds were so strong. Heavy rain and hail distorted the view of drivers out on the roads at that time, and the lights at several intersections were out due to power outages.
100,000.
While people are recovering from last night's storm, you might hear sirens again in a few hours, but don't worry, it's just a drill. At 9:55 this morning, there will be a drill carried out in Boone County. This is part of a statewide emergency test and the National Weather Service's Severe Weather Awareness Week.
Our outdoor warning sirens are only meant to be heard outdoors. We get lots of comments that people can't hear them inside their houses or places of business, and that's because that's not what those sirens are designed to do.
Thompson says the sirens are only meant to tell people who are outside that they need to take shelter inside. During the drill, Boone County's Office of Emergency Management encourages people to either find a safe space in their building or go talk about their plan for severe weather. In Kansas, it wasn't storms, but a battle against flames. The battle continued into the night as high winds spread the flames and complicated the situation. Several structures in and around Hutchinson, Kansas, are still threatened by the fire. State officials are now requesting firefighters from other states to help fight the flames. 20% of Kansas counties have had grass fires. And some news on delays today that isn't weather-related. Details coming up. There's still one area in Columbia suffering from outages right now. That's according to Columbia Power and Light's outage map. The outage is near Stadium in Providence and still is affecting 76 customers right now. At one point when the storm was over Boone County, more than 2,300 customers in Columbia were without power. Despite bad storms in some areas, Boone County Emergency Management and MoDOT are reporting no roads closed because of weather at this hour.
Now, your live Doppler.
With that winter, it felt, those temperatures.
34.
Yeah, with an overnight low, it looks like about 19 on that night. So something we're really keeping an eye on because we've seen some pretty bad winter weather, especially with the ice.
Right.
And that's been an issue with traveling. So we're really gonna keep an eye on that for this weekend.
Okay, and we want to pass along Marys County R1. You are out of school today in Vienna because of power outages. So Marys County R1 is closed. Lots of damage and power outages, and so.
Wind was the...
Travelers in I-70 may see some delays today, but they're not weather-related. MoDOT is closing one westbound lane on the Lamine River Bridge for a routine inspection from 9 until 3 p.m. One eastbound lane will be closed tomorrow from 9 until 4. MoDOT encourages drivers to be aware of workers near the road.
Pay attention to those signs. There's going to be workers out there, please be safe. We want you going home safe, and we want them going home safe.
The Lamine River Bridge underwent repairs this past summer. This afternoon, some Columbia residents will rally at Senator Roy Blunt's new office. The group KOMU for Progress plans to call for a town action hall meeting with the Republican senator. People will also voice their concerns during the rally. Missouri prosecutors will hold a press conference later this morning to discuss pending legislation related to public safety and the criminal justice system. Issues at the top of the legislative agenda are witness and victim safety and strengthening tools to ensure accountability for official misconduct. The press conference will be this morning at the state capitol.
Thanks to online shopping, traditional shopping is taking a back burner.
More and more people are taking to the internet to get what they need. A look at who's suffering the most.
Plus, how one teacher got his kids.
The online shopping site Amazon is beating out traditional American retailers.
CNN's Mary Maloney looks at how a growing number of U.S. retail stores are in intensive care, a number that has tripled since the Great Recession.
An Illinois pet food company is expanding its recall of a dog food due to possible contamination with a euthanasia drug. Last month, Avengers Dog and Cat Food Company recalled 12-ounce cans of its hunk of beef au jus after finding one batch was contaminated with a euthanasia drug. One dog died and 5 others got sick from the food. Now, the company is expanding its recall to include braised beef chunks and pulled beef dog food. A Ford automaker is experimenting with 3D printing car parts. The company figures the parts will be lighter, making them more fuel efficient. Ford released these photos of some 3D printed parts. The automaker is now testing parts for its Ford Performance race car division. However, 3D printed parts could be used for mass market cars and trucks in the future. And General Motors is announcing its 4th round of layoffs since November. The employees affected by the layoffs are third-shift workers at a GM's Lansing Delta Township plant in Michigan. About 1,100 employees will be affected. GM previously announced plans to eliminate third-shift work at 3 plants in Michigan and Ohio. The automaker has been scaling back production and jobs in recent months due to lower U.S. sales. A Saturday in early May just might be the best time to list your home. An analysis by real estate marketplace Zillow says listing a home toward the end of spring significantly increases a seller's chance of selling their homes faster and for more money. It found homes listed from May 1st through May 15th sell around 9 days faster and for nearly 1% more than the average listing. One elementary classroom has become a viral sensation.
Students have a gift for rhyme that has brought them some national attention. NBC's Rahima Ellis tells us how it all started with a teacher's promise.
336.
When Michael Bonner's second grade.
And that's a live look out over Lake of the Ozarks on your Tuesday morning at 4:55.